No escape!
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. I heard there would be
We didn't expect to see you!
I was a little surprised myself when I received the invitation. But after wandering the outside world for so long, it's good to have an opportunity.
Kazuha, when we saw you in the distance just...
Ah, yes. You see, when I came off the boat with everyone just now, I suddenly heard light footsteps. I could tell they were not footsteps of a regular path, even though I didn't manage to...
Oh, does the paper happen to have a poem written on it?
Huh. How did you know? Fascinating. It's almost hard to believe such things could happen. Sure, here it is. Please, have a look.
Last time, Aoi no Okina's poem ended with a reference to Akihito. And sure enough, this is a story about him. Story this time basically says that Akihito got his name from his love of red seals. However, the Shogun discovered that he had well, if Paimon were to rate today's story, it sounds pretty unfortunate.
I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this story. I too was once wanted as a criminal.
But according to the story, Akihito was Huh? Traveler, what are you thinking about?
Ah, by the way, in Liyue and Inazuma, while sailing at sea,
Wow, that's an idea! Albedo, we figured out a way to help Shincho!
Interesting. A story, a stamped seal, huh? Indeed, it is an efficient solution. If we use a stamp, then Xingqiu won't have to struggle with his handwriting anymore, since Xingqiu's signature has been previously reviewed. But I have another idea.
Yes, that's it, Genyu. Your writing has greatly improved today, which means yesterday's intensive training...
My apologies, but I simply can't do it anymore.
My hands are so sore that I can't even move them anymore.
You just had a 10-minute break.
When it comes to pushing a deadline, there's no one more.
No wonder Lady Yai would always send the editorial director to
Whoa, this is getting scary. It hasn't even been that long, and she
Mr. Hiroyama, we found a solution in both Liyue and Inazuma. Of course. First, we'll use a personalized seal. We can simply carve one. In addition, I'll also
Alright, I think that would work. Not only
So, what you mean to say...
Mr. Hiroyama, it suddenly occurred to me that the reason we gave up on live book signing, but if we adopted Calx's proposed method, and if all the authors signed their books in the same...
If you think it's feasible, I would certainly be happy to design
Yes, and you may leave.
In that case, I shall contact the other
It is a great honor to use a signature design.
My pen name is quite complicated and isn't suitable for signing events.
Great! Looks like
I'm sorry to have kept you busy for so long, Jinyu. Please, take the next few days. The books that Jinyu already signed can be...
We did it.
Thanks to everyone's efforts.
That's right! You're...
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant.
We still have some time to burn. Where should we go next?
Traveler, there you are.
Oh, it's Ayaka! And Venti! That's an interesting combo.
I was just going to the festival venue to prepare the Ikebana lesson when I found a strange piece of paper on a flower stand. This bar just happened to be close by at the time. He informed me that you've also found similar papers recently.
But the paper she found isn't quite the same as the ones we found before.
Here's the paper. Please.
All the poems we found before were roughly this.
And even though there are only 2 short sentences, neither of...
If we take the poem literally, it reads, "Dip this paper in water and see the truth." Speaking of which, I have an ancient text at home.
So, shall we give it a whirl?
Wow, look! It's really working! More words have appeared on the paper! Let Paimon see what it says. Story says that after Sumizomi got the collection of poems from Akihito, the plagiarized words in the poem became blue.
You see, Paimon, in the past, when printing was not yet well developed, to ensure the text lasted longer, they'd either write using a special ink or coat the paper's surface with a waterproof coating once the writing was finished. Such special inks are time-consuming, and however, since Akihito's poetry collection was an important gift to be presented to the shogun, surely one of those 2 methods was used. But as for the plagiarized poems, not only would they lack Akihito's seal, but the words would also react differently when exposed to liquid.
Which means Akihito didn't plagiarize his work. He was set up!
Yes, it appears that this is the truth. Although the story is saddening, I've decided on the Kazuha, Ayaka, would you be...
I would be delighted.
Yes, as would I.
There you go. The next 2
Yes.
Long ago, Inazuma had 5 legendary poets. People bestowed upon them the title of the 5 Kasen.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Akahito had once belonged to the 5 Kasen. Each poem he composed, he marked with a scarlet red seal, hence the Aka in his name. Such a distinguished writer was he, and yet one of the poems he had submitted the previous year was found to be plagiarized. Akahito was exiled for his crimes, and only 4 of the 5 Kasen remained.
Sumizome went over Akihito's poems and noticed that the plagiarized poem lacked his seal. She immersed his poetry in a stream nearby, and only on the plagiarized poem did the ink run. Aoi no Okina passed by and witnessed Sumizome's doing, which he then recorded in a poem. Thus transpired the events of Suiko's poetry submission, and this is where the story comes to an end.
Since we completed the story of the 5 Kasen, one of the 5 Kasen is called Kuranushi, right? It's just that, how could the story of the 5 Kasen finish without him appearing at all?
Oh!
Huh? Not noticed what?
What he means is that the story of Kuranushi was...
Huh? Really?
That's right. The key lies in the poem that Aoi no... An average person could never understand this. Even Aoi no Okina couldn't figure out the meaning behind Sumizome's actions. However, for the perpetrator, he was worried that if this poem was seen by the Shogun, then the Shogun could So in desperation, he threatened...
Which means, the one who threatened Aoi no Okina is the same person that framed Akahito. What? Kuranushi?
That's right. Though there are only 4 poems, since the Shogun mentioned in the poems is certainly not the one of the 5
Oh, okay.
However, the story of the 5 Kasen has more or less reflected everything that's... Which begs the question...
A Kuranushi?
Speaking of which, I wonder if our dear Kazuha has come up with anything.
Oh, right!
Of this story again?
Hey, Kazuha! Are you okay? You've been standing...
Apologies for making a wild assumption.
Yes. A few things did come to mind, actually. I don't mind sharing the stories.
Hey, we're off...
Kaidehara, please forgive my assumption, but perhaps you were thinking of the Raiden Gokuden?
The Raiden Gokuden?
It appears that Miss Kamisato and I were but it also has much to do with the Yashiro Commission.
It's fine. Those of us here are all trust. However, this matter is somewhat complicated and... As you all know, the Yashiro Commission's The Raiden Gokuden were once the top 5 schools of the forging art in Inazuma. Although these families, unfortunately, of the 5, only the Amenoma art still maintains the descendants of the Ishin.
Whoa! We knew Kazuha came from—
Yes, but that's all part of the past now. My grandfather was dissatisfied with my great-grandfather, and in my generation,
I heard my elder brother mention that the decline of the Raiden Gokuden happened very rapidly. Later, there was speculation that all of these However, since not every family of the Raiden Gokuden came to ruin...
Indeed. I've also believed such ideas were just... However, I know that a major incident happened to... Not only did it affect the Kaedahara clan, but it nearly jeopardized the Kamisato. After reading the story of the 5 Kasen, I can't help but feel like...
What exactly happened to your great-grandfather?
I still can't say. I will tell you everything I know then. Ah, you're here. It appears everyone has arrived. Last night, I visited a former servant who once worked for my family. In my great-grandfather's generation, though all the craftsmen involved were very experienced, when the deadline came, the blade still was the Kaedahara clan and Yashiro. However, they met fierce resistance. The Kaedahara clan, moreover, I heard that the head of the Kamisato clan was injured by the...
Yes. The sudden passing of the family head left the Kamisato clan leaderless. This single incident had profound effects. Even after the position as head of the clan was passed to my but, thanks to my brother, everything is getting better now.
The failure to forge the blade was However, the story of the 5 Kasen seems to imply that the failure didn't stem from a lack of skill. Miss Kamisato, I heard yesterday that the Yashiro Commission has still kept the diagram. Might I ask you to do me a favor?
Yes, I understand. I will go back and search for the... Everyone, I've managed to find the old diagram.
Though the diagram is well preserved.
Whoa, that's pretty old.
At this point, we can only try our luck and see how we fit.
Although the effect is not too obvious, Kazuha, this is clear evidence that this chart was indeed tampered with.
I see. But I fear that I've discovered this secret too late. When my grandfather was young, he proposed reviving the Ishin art many times to my great... Yesterday, the former family servant said, sure enough, my grandfather left Inazuma in a rage after hearing those words. He didn't ever see... Looking back at it now...
Oh, God.
I heard that your great-grandfather was very industrious when he was young.
Kazuha, did your great-grandfather really say, if you can't find the secret within? Did he use those exact words?
Yes. The servant said that he personally... My grandfather was so angry at the time that he smashed my great-grandfather.
Yes, it appears that you and Kazuha, if your great-grandfather thought that the Ishin art lacked finesse, then after witnessing his son's failure, but instead he said, if you can't find the secret within...
Huh? So you're saying my great-grandfather may have very well known that...
Yes. The current evidence suggests that it...
I apologize, but after I became a wanted criminal, the Tenryou Commission seized... I want to inquire about the...
All right, let's...
What are you all doing here? Did something happen on Rito?
Kujo Sara. Perhaps you still remember me.
Yes, I do. You're Kaedehara Kazuha, a wanted...
Sara, we'd like to ask about the Kaedehara clan's property that was seized by the Tenryou Commission. Do you know where all their belongings...
Yes, the items seized at that time are currently stored in the warehouse next to the police station. Since Kaedehara has come back to Inazuma, those
No, I'm afraid you misunderstand. I'm not here...
I see.
Thank you, Sara!
Kaedehara, about the Vision Hunt decree.
That's all in the past now, Kujo Sara. There's no need to mention it again. I know you've... However, may I ask something of you?
Yes? What is it?
Currently, I have no plans to stay in Inazuma. Madam Kujo, I believe you are a person of integrity. After our investigation is over, I'd like to ask if you can handle those belongings for me. Please.
All right, I understand. I'll be sure to take care of it.
Headquarters of the Tenryou Commission. Commoners
you must be here to investigate the Kaedehara clan's belongings. Well, Madam Kujo's already informed me of the situation. The Kaedehara clan's belongings are stored in this warehouse. However, I have clearly marked the corresponding... I'll be waiting for you at the door, please.
Kazuha, since the items are...
Yes, sounds like... I'll be checking around here.
Oh, it's you.
Whoa, this folding screen looks...
Yes, perhaps. I was taking a closer look. The soil is deeply embedded into the cloth. That means... Because this is not... Let me think.
Albedo seems to be thinking pretty hard. What did you find, Xingqiu?
I found quite the... These books here are all related to smelting steel. And these are about the...
The books...
I skimmed through them just now. There must be... Do you see all these pots here?
Hey! Everyone else is trying hard.
I merely
Well, Paimon doesn't really get why Kazuha... What if we don't end up finding...
I know you are worried about... Since Kazuha made such a request to... No. Leave the things here to me.
Oh, it's you. I'm currently investigating the sword...
Oh, since the Kaidahara clan was a family of renowned...
I'm afraid not. Although the blade on the sword hasn't been sharpened, but there are many signs of...
Let Paimon see! Oh, there seems to be a couple Paimon can imagine what Kazuha was like as a kid.
I will continue investigating here and call you if I find...
Everyone, I've found something that you should all have a look at.
Oh, seems Kazuha discovered...
This flower pot was in my house for a long time.
Yeah, the plants seem to have...
Well, after my great-grandfather... But he specifically left behind this dead plant at the time. My grandfather deeply regretted that he... But now that I think about it...
now that you...
Yes...
We finally found something! Do you think someone or...
No, I do not think that is the case here. See the paper?
You mean to say that...
Yes, I agree.
Okay,
There is a pond outside the police station.
Well, how did it go?
Just as everyone guessed, after I sprinkled some water onto...
Oh? What does the letter say?
It is. Everyone?
Kaedehara, why did you lead us to this beach?
It is. In fact, our hypothesis was correct. It reads, "To whoever reads this letter, all those years ago, when I was pursuing the swordsmiths alongside Commissioner Kamisato of the Yashiro Commission, I was not injured by one of the fleeing smiths."
It was night, and after the clues led us down to shore, I waited for the culprits to show themselves. However, this stranger claimed to be the one behind the failed forgings and said that he had been patiently waiting for us. That person was of able body, and in a blink of an eye, myself and the accompanying samurai had been defeated. Commissioner Kamisato was severely wounded, and I barely escaped death. The unusual stranger could have easily claimed my life at that moment. But, after noticing my appearance, he stopped his attacks and sternly asked if I had. I answered that it was my father's surname, and after my father disappeared, upon hearing my answer, the stranger paused. After a long silence, he suddenly said, "Tell her this. My name is Kunikuzushi." He then turned and left.
Wow. So that's what really happened.
Yes. My great-grandfather. However, due to the encounter, the head of the Kamisato clan was worried that my great-grandfather, because the perpetrator said he would destroy the He said, "As the leader of the Kaedehara clan, I am deeply..." Yes, that's right. Unfortunately, Miss Kamisato, it appears you were unaware of the happenings that my great...
If the perpetrator was capable of tampering, I will discuss this matter with Brother shortly and investigate the idea.
To be honest, my great-grandfather said in the letter, though he was in a tight situation when he wrote these words, I think what's most important for each person is not the past, but therefore, knowing the truth behind what happened. That being said, if the enemy from all those years ago is still lurking and plotting to stir up more trouble, then I definitely... These are simply insight. Thank you all for...
Great! Now that we're done here... Today is the final stage of the Irodori Festival. Not only will there be Shincho's signing event, but Albedo's painting of Kuranushi will also be unveiled.
Hello, Traveler.
Albedo, why is the portrait of Kuranushi all covered up? Paimon wants to see what your Kuranushi...
Don't worry. The unveiling... I will say that I'm most satisfied with this particular work.
Sure.
Well, hello everyone.
Hey! What are you two doing together? Don't...
Is that so?
We were merely discussing wine and food.
Forget it. Konnichiwa. What are you
I came here to take in the sea breeze. Such a bustling... Thank you. Look. See, but now... Not only are forms...
Yeah. Inazuma's already started to change, huh?
I was thinking it might take a different... And when they finally let go...
Traveler, Paimon, it's a pleasure. Indeed it did. You aren't mistaken. After all, I came to fortunately. Oh, I should mention. Then, please accept my thanks and I'll see you later.
What is the situation?
Greeting.
Oh, Ayato!
Yes, there were many things which required my attention these past few days. Fortunately, the Irodori festival is proceeding smoothly.
Brother and I are very grateful for your help.
Thomas sure is taking his sweet time.
Yes. Today is one of the rare occasions when Brother isn't busy. I was going to buy some books, but he said he wanted to come along.
Paimon didn't think Ayato could ever be...
Brother always... So, Toma...
It's time for the portraits unveiling ceremony. Let's head over to the 5 Kasen Plaza.
Everyone, welcome to the magnificent Irodori Festival. Today, we have ushered in the final stage, and now we will reveal the final
Paimon has no idea what—
Let's all count down together. 3, 2, 1... Huh? What's this? This piece depicts nothing but a background. I suppose Calx must have forgotten to include the character. Let's hear some words from Calx himself.
Hello, everyone. First, the 5 Kasen are legendary figures from ancient I learned from existing sources about those stories that the character... Moreover, perhaps we can assume that, after all...
Yep, that's Albedo for ya. His super logical explanation is sure to win it. Well, it seems that our adventures at the Irodori Festival have come to a close. Huh? What are you... Oh, right! We still haven't figured out who... Really? Come on then, who is it? Tell Paimon! Well, that makes sense. Right. Even though they were using stories to hint us toward Shincho's troubles, the real goal was to lead us... Oh! Paimon gets it now. Let's go! We'll get...
Enjoy the blessing of lesser Lord. Now 10% off.
The one who left the stories of the...
Huh?
Because other than me...
Oh, are you asked? But things may...
Ayato! You're the one... But don't you think you overdid it a little? Leading up...
As it just so happened...
Paimon wants to...
First of all, the start of this whole incident was due to mere happenstance.
Huh? Paimon knew what this thing had...
That's right. But using the story of the 5 Kasen to guide... As for my roundabout approach, yes, Due to a certain I knew there was more than meets the eye regarding those. What Kaedehara Yoshinori said. The Kaedehara clan used to be subordinates of the Kamisato clan. Although he has the right... Of course, if he lacks the ability, Kaedehara Yoshinori, for a long time...
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Yeah, it wasn't a...
I merely saw that this matter would be a... And more importantly, I hope that reliable friends who would be... Because it is also very likely that you already know the answer deep. The answer is actually hidden. When there is no one else near the portrait, you can... As for the means of revealing that answer...
Pretty late, so nobody... So Ayato must have been... It's the Balladeer! So he was the one behind the trouble all those years ago!
When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm. As for the means of revealing that answer... Also, there's one... I mentioned earlier that it was just after the Shogun announced they had discovered signs that... I felt something unusual. In the meantime, I sent a...
You mean...
I let him search for a while, but in the end...
Why didn't you send someone to...
After he left Inazuma, I carefully checked... I am certain that the paper... So, now... Which part of Kaedehara Yoshinori's experiences was the secret that needed to be protected? As for now, please, enjoy yourselves at the Irodori. I'm sure I've forgotten something.